Oregon Ducks and the Indiana Hoosiers. Alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I am Reese Davis. Holly Rose down on the sidelines. We say hello to Holly.
Guys, there is so much anticipation as Oregon meets Indiana. You remember the beatdown from last season. That was one of the most iconic plays of the college football playoff. The pick six early in the game to really set the tone. But Oregon, Dante Moore has redemption on his mind. He knows that he is a better version of himself this season, and he can't wait to prove it against Indiana today. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds. The Hoosiers will kick off first, and here we go. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Moore trying to get everyone on the same page. Left side, it's Johnson. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
And that's why, as a former quarterback, man, I love these drag routes, because if you get the right coverage and it's man-to-man and someone gets picked or can't keep up with your receiver, you just put it out nicely in front of them, they're going to make the catch, and they're going to take it a long way. Really great execution. Nice job by the receiver creating separation, and beautiful throw out in front of the target.
Now, how about that defense? In the backfield, nowhere to go right away. You could tell they were playing the run game all the way, and they got in the backfield and got the tackle for a loss.
They'll try the counter. Hard running there. He stopped in his tracks, and at least they didn't lose yardage on this one.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Third and long, a lot of ground to cover. Moore from the gun on third down. Unloads to the wideout. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the first down.
And, man, that's not a surprise that they come to their go-to guy early. This is an offense that's so much fun to watch, and it's because they know who they are. They know how to get the ball to their playmakers. And on the first drive, Palmer, get your guy a touch.
Oh, there's an alley on the left. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one. The Ducks trying to pay off the threat on first and goal. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Hill. And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Oregon!
Now, coaches always talk about starting fast and taking that opening drive and really setting the tone for the football game, and that is exactly what they did. And they finish it with a good brand of physicality, running the football, ending the drive, and getting off to the 6-0 start.
The returner's going to try to see what he can get. Couldn't find room for the big play. He'll be stopped after a short return. It's a coverage unit right on top of it. Looking for space. It's Richard. Punches ahead. They'll give him a yard to the 13.
And here's what you know about Indiana football. They're going to be physical. They're going to be so well coached and disciplined, and they're going to run the football. It was the key ingredient to helping Fernando Mendoza win a Heisman, like the ability to RPO off of it. So, Palmer, I don't know who the names are going to be throughout the season, but I know they're going to run downhill, no nonsense, and they'll have a guy that they'll hitch their wagon to.
Yeah, everybody talking about losing Mendoza, but Black and Hemby were a big part of that thing, too. I think the offensive line, though, was key to it all. Anytime you have two 1,000-yard rushers, it's because the guys up front are pushing people around, and that was the secret sauce to Indiana's Cinderella run a year ago. So up front, these guys have to continue to dominate. They'll reload the backfield through the portal, through recruiting, but it all starts and stops with the big fellas pushing people around. That's going to be the key for them on offense.
Keeps it on the ground. Hit and drop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
Well, to say that this guy was unblockable in their last game is definitely an understatement. He was living in the opponent's backfield, and he does it again very early in this one, David. And I know he was a guy this offensive line and this coaching staff were concerned about, and early on, they don't have an answer for him.
I'm about to say that they still have the concerns because, geez, early on, he's in the backfield right away. Got to have some kind of an answer, man. First of all, maybe not run towards his side. Secondly, maybe we double team him, but there's got to be a plan because when you get near him, bad things happen for your offense.
Back to throw, it's Hoover. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
They're going to run it to the right.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
They need a huge play on 3rd and long. He'll set up to throw. Out wide left, it's shot. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
Well, I know there's a lot of people out there thinking, hey, it's 3rd down, you got to throw to the sticks here, but I like the call getting the drag. You get the catch, he advances it a little bit, doesn't quite pick it up, but now you've set up 4th and short, and you've got to think on offense, you've got to play somewhere.
Big tight end makes the grab, it's a first down. Inside the 20-yard line, pushed out at the 18, and they're in business. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead as we get a look at the numbers so far. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. They've got a first down here to open the period. Takes a handoff. It's Beebe. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll ride him again. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run.
The best red zone offenses are the ones who can run the ball in this area, but that's a tough ask today, especially against this unit. One of the best 5 defenses in the nation stopping the run. This is a really big moment in this game.
Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. It'll be 4th down.
And this offense, I don't think this is going to be a surprise. I think the offense is going to stay on the field. You've already seen it once on this drive, and they've already been successful. You know how hard it is to defend when there's an extra down, and they do it over and over again? So I think this offense will continue to stay aggressive like they were in the last 4th down.
They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Past the 6. At the 40, there he goes. Open field on the right. The 10. Touchdown, Ducks. He got loose, and it was lights out after that. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. He'll bring it out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Hoosiers offense all set and ready to crank things up. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Big play to start this drive. Now they'll snap it from the 39. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Defensive coordinators always preach swatting and batting at the football and trying to punch it out, trying to dislodge the ball from the ball carrier, and boy, they did it right there.
Dante Moore can hold on in the face of the contact.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose, and I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, and really be physical, because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
He really shows you his skills on that last run, and I feel like today, if you're a running back at Oregon, you are expected to be explosive. You're not going to be a guy that goes in between the tackles and gains 3 yards, and that's okay. I feel like now today, because of all the great running backs they've had here recently, if you get into the second level, you're expected to go to the house. This guy has that kind of skill.
Throws toward the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
They have been road warriors here in this game, coming into a tough environment, but in all three phases, they have been absolutely dominant. Their defense is not allowed a point, and the offense is going up and down the field, and they score another touchdown here before the end of the first half.
And they tacked on the extra point. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. To the air, it's Hoover. Right side, it's Preston.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Follows his blocks. It's Richard. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
Awesome job. Run the football, right? It's really basic. Go to those plays you know can get you first downs, get you some extra set of downs, then you can go make big plays.
Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. Fresh set of downs going up top. He's got the tight end. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Mark it at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work. They've been steamrolled so far in this first half, David, but maybe a little positive momentum to take to the locker room.
And I like you got the first down of the drive, so maybe you can build on this now. I would play with some tempo, obviously getting closer to halftime here. Maybe create some momentum, get a score here, and cut into this lead.
Play action on first down. Moving to his left. Tight end finds a soft spot. Excellent pursuit by this defense as he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
You hear this all the time, but you've got to be able to tackle the catch. Limit yak, right? I know that ball wasn't thrown deep down the field. As soon as that guy caught it, though, down he went.
Breaks into the open. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
The fake wants to throw. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
I know it's early in this game, but, man, this defense has had their number. They've done a great job, already built a huge lead, now getting this offense in a situation where they got to pass the football, and they better protect their quarterback better than they are right now.
Escapes the pressure going right. Slings it downfield. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
It's nice when a QB can get outside the pocket and break down a defense and take off, but I thought the defense did a really good job of seeing it, understanding where he was going, kind of mirroring him towards the sideline as he rolled out to the right. Didn't give him any space to run the football, covering the pass deep. Really nice defense on that play.
Another incompletion on third down.
Yeah, just not able to connect that time with his target on the in-breaking route. Got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows.
But, guys, they're not sending the punt team out there. They're going to go for it. This is a huge risk, and, man, if it backfires, they're in trouble. Got to make the play on fourth. Throws to the wideout. It's picked off. That's 18 of those this season. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. Throwing more. Does not enough on that one. They'll need a bunch on second down. Out of the gun, the running back has it. At the 45, on his way. The Ducks signal for their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Now it's a first down from the 43-yard line. Moore, play action. Going to take a shot. Touchdown, Oregon. They went for it all, and it paid off with the score.
You talk about going on the road and making a statement. 27-0. Hostile environment be danged. You talk about home field advantage. Well, it hasn't worked. They have come in and had answers and started this first half as good as you possibly can.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 28-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they close the deal from 43 yards out with a touchdown pass. And he takes this from inside the 5. Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Looking for a crease. It's Richard. Found a little bit of running room on that one, but he's brought down and the clock continues to run. The Hoosiers take their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Looking for a man. It's Hoover. Look out! Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Handoff to the single running back. And they'll stop him short of the first down, and they've got a timeout if they want to try to get the ball back before halftime. And as we work our way toward halftime, timeout on the field. Gets his first one of the day away, and that matches his total from that victory last week. Makes a move. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. And we are headed to halftime. Both squads headed into the locker room to make some adjustments. Gives us an opportunity to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football Studio Update.
Men, Week 9, go time. So let's get down to business with a notable update from the world of college football. We start with a look at Rutgers, taking on the number 9 team, the Utah Utes. And it's the Scarlet Knights, hoping that clock hits zeros while they're still in front. A victory today would move them to 7-2 and catapult this team forward as they make their stretch run.
Wants to throw one first.
Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
That's another example of just really good football. This is why they built the lead here in the second half. Nice job pressuring the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, coming into somebody else's building and keeping it really, really quiet.
He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19. Third and 6 yards to go. To the air, it's Hoover. And they can't complete the bullet pass on 3rd down.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on 4th down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the second half.
Hold on a minute, the offense still out there going for it in their own territory. Needs it here on 4th down. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the 50. Past the 30. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Hoosiers. Rolling into the end zone, and this crowd was eating it up. Lining up to add another. The extra point is good, but they're still down 28-7. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they top it off by going up top, 81 yards on the touchdown pass. On the run from inside his own 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They come out for the first time in this second half. The lead a little smaller than when they went to the locker room, and they'll try to answer here. He's past the sticks. And he will finally go out of bounds after another big gain, and they are absolutely gashing them with this running game.
Man, sometimes it just gets frustrating, and you've just been beat down all day. This defense hasn't had answers, but now you can't let them run the football and just run it down your throat and be physical. This defense has to do something different and find a way to make something happen.
He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. The penalty pushes the offense back for this second down. Moore rushes on. This time he's got his man. Still on his feet at the 45. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance.
That is a huge play for the offense, but you know the defense is just kicking themselves. They had them set up in 2nd and long, and that was just a short throw. All you got to do is rally to the ball carrier and bring him to the ground. They couldn't get it done. Way too many yards after the catch, and they give up a big one on defense.
Now, you want to be a great run defense, your DBs have to be great tacklers. And I love the way he comes up, sees the run. I know he makes the money in the back end covering passes, but when you got a guy that can fly up and make tackles, man, does your defense go to a different level.
Trying to make magic with his feet. Forced out of bounds, and they'll mark it dead at the 34.
Nice job by the defense. You got to dial into your keys. You got to make sure you're reading those guys up front. They did a good job. They saw it. They pulled the trigger. They knew the quarterback had it. They weren't fooled. Strung it out. Did a nice job of limiting the damage with that QB run.
In the gun on 3rd down. Moore. What a job to lay out and make the catch.
Man, I love the catch radius on this guy. If you just put it somewhere near his body, he's going to be able to reel it in. That was a phenomenal job, showing you his athleticism and also his concentration, making that outstanding grab.
Defense there to stop him after he picked up a yard. Ball's at the 17. Here's Moore to throw. Lets it fly. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be 3rd down.
Man, these windows get tighter down here in the red zone, and those catches are a little bit more contested, more people near you, and it gets a little bit more difficult. But you need your players to step up for your QB and make big plays. I think he's going to look back and say, I should have made that play.
Really nice 3rd down sub-defense there that time. It's 3rd and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap.
Field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th and long. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Moore to throw for it on 4th down. Unleashes to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Ducks! Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point sails through, and they have a 35-7 lead. They put together an 81-yard drive, and the score comes on a 17-yard throw for the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Morris. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. They haven't had a whole lot of production, nor much to show for it on the scoreboard so far, and if they're going to get back in the... And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
This offense is going to have to come up with a plan to block this guy. He is an absolute monster, and he showed you all his tools on that sack.
Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack. Turns it upfield. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the 1st down.
He's got an open man. Turning it on. Inside the 50. And he's brought down after a huge completion. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I think the open...
Fires deep toward the end zone. Intercepted, number 19. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Their own end zone nipping at their heels as they start this drive from their own 2. Oh, it's a fumble. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
Man, that's a bad break for the offense because they're running the ball and just trying to give themselves some wiggle room down near their own end zone. He breaks through, but he can't hold on to the football. And the worst thing happens, you now turn it over, giving it to the opponent inside your own red zone.
He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. And this defense is defending its goal line. Back-to-back stops right in the shadow of their own goalpost. That's the end of the period, and Oregon has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. As we enter the fourth quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. They'll run it on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Hoosiers! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, it's a nice job there executing the run play and getting in for the score, but you got to wonder, guys, is it too little, too late? They're still trailing by a ton here in the fourth quarter.
And right down the middle. He'll bring it out. It's Bear. Slips through the line. He's on the loose. Wide open, and it's a foot race. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him, and nobody could. What an explosive return.
Yeah, and those guys got so much speed, they ain't scared. And you could tell, takes it out, good blocking, give him a little crease, and you could see the speed. You don't put slow guys back deep. You don't see Jesse Palmer returning kicks. No. You see the fast guys, and you see an open space, and boom, he's gone.
And he's going to bring it out. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Indiana comes out ready to get this drive underway. Looking to throw, it's Hoover. Picked off again. He's now thrown 20 interceptions. Touchdown, Ducks. How about this defense taking one back to the house? They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
And this has been the story of the game. Everything going their way. Offensively, special teams, and now on defense here in the fourth quarter. They're still being aggressive. They're still jumping these throws. And he picked that thing off and took it all the way to the house.
49, Indiana, 14.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Back to pass on second down. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
How about this defense? No mercy. Like, listen, I know we're up big, but they are still hunting, still flying around, still chasing, still making life really miserable for this offense.
Quick give. It's Richard. He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up fourth down. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. Snapped it, and he has to have it. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Couldn't find much breathing room to return it, but the interception has this offense in business at the 27. Here comes the Duck offense to get the drive started. And after that interception, things quite comfortable. Big lead, clock winding down. They should be able to take care of business here. They make the tackle after he gets 2 down to the 25.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. There he goes. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
This guy's been special today. Coming into this one, they thought they had an opportunity really to get him going, running the football, and he has delivered. You've seen the speed, the vision, his ability to break tackles. Well over 100 rushing yards in this game, and that's why they have a nice lead here late.
On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the scoring play came on the 12-yard run. He'll start the return inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. The Hoosiers offense all set and ready to crank things up. Threw a pick the last time they had it. They'll try to be more productive this time around. Out wide right, it's Marsh.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. You've got a 3rd and manageable, backed up in your own end, but convert here and you get some momentum. Calls his own number. They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling. And the Hoosiers have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, it's Hoover. A strike downfield. They'll mark him down at the 40 after ripping off 10.
And you got man-to-man coverage and running that curl route. That ball has to come out. You know you're going to get hit. Like, you know you stopped your route. He's going to be right there. But does a great job securing the catch, getting the first down.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Fresh setter downs going to the air. Fires to the wideout. Working the middle. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. The Hoosiers go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Tight end now in motion. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Left side, it's Richard. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
You know, as a quarterback, you believe in your matchup. And my running back, if I can get him the ball in space, he's going to win a lot of times. He didn't that time. The defense was ready. Nice job in the open field making the nice tackle.
Second down, gonna throw it. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.